Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore. To some, he was the greatest wizard of his age. To others, a dangerous manipulator playing a very long game. We know him as the wise, twinkle-eyed headmaster of Hogwarts, but the truth is, Dumbledore lived a life filled with tragedy, ambition, secrets, and choices that shaped the fate of the wizarding world. Today we're walking through the complete timeline of Albus Dumbledore's life, from his childhood in Godric's Hollow to his final moments atop the Astronomy Tower. And along the way we'll discover that the man who taught us the power of love also carried the weight of unimaginable regret. Albus Dumbledore was born in the summer of 1881 to Percival and Kendra Dumbledore in the wizarding village of Mould on the Wold, later moving to Godric's Hollow. From the start, magic ran strong in the family. Albus's younger brother, Aberforth, would become a skilled wizard in his own right, while his little sister, Ariana, was born with magical ability, but also with a tragedy waiting to happen. When Ariana was just 6 years old, she was attacked by a group of Muggle boys who saw her performing magic. The trauma left her unstable, unable to control her powers. In a rage, Percival attacked the boys, an act that landed him in Azkaban for the rest of his life. To protect Ariana, Kendra kept her hidden from the world. But secrecy has a way of breeding rumor, and the Dumbledore family became the subject of whispers and suspicion. Already the seeds of one of Dumbledore's greatest motivations, protecting the vulnerable, had been planted. In 1892, Albus received his Hogwarts letter and was sorted into Gryffindor House. From the moment he stepped into the castle, his brilliance was obvious. He excelled in every subject, won awards for magical theory, and formed connections with many of the greatest minds of his era. He was particularly close to his Transfiguration professor, Gellert Grindelwald, and displayed early signs of the leadership that would define his future. By the time he graduated in 1899, Dumbledore had won every prize the school could offer, and was considered one of the most promising young wizards of his generation. His career prospects were endless, but fate had other plans. After finishing Hogwarts, Dumbledore planned a world tour with his friend Elphias Dodge, but tragedy struck when his mother Kendra died suddenly, leaving him to care for Ariana and Aberforth. It was during this period that Dumbledore met a brilliant, ambitious young wizard visiting Godric's Hollow, Gellert Grindelwald. The two became inseparable, bonding over their shared intellect and their dreams of reshaping the wizarding world. Together they began to imagine a world where wizards ruled for the greater good, a philosophy that would later become Grindelwald's rallying cry. But their grand plans collided with harsh reality. Aberforth confronted them, accusing Albus of neglecting Ariana. The argument turned into a three-way duel. When it ended, Ariana lay dead. No one knew whose spell had killed her. The death shattered their friendship. Grindelwald fled, and Dumbledore was left with grief, guilt, and a lifetime of regret. Dumbledore returned to Hogwarts, taking a position as Professor of Transfiguration. His brilliance in the classroom was matched by his groundbreaking magical research, including the discovery of the 12 uses of dragon's blood. In this era, Dumbledore became a respected figure in the wizarding community, but he deliberately avoided positions of ultimate power, possibly fearing what he might do if given too much authority. Still, his path kept pulling him toward leadership, and toward the dark shadow of his former friend, Grindelwald. Grindelwald's rise to power was swift and terrifying. By the early 1940s, he had built an army, seized control of the Elder Wand, and carved out a stronghold at Nurmengard. The wizarding world begged Dumbledore to confront him, but he delayed, perhaps because of their past, perhaps because of the memory of Ariana's death. Finally, in 1945, Dumbledore faced Grindelwald in what is widely regarded as the most legendary duel of the 20th century. He defeated his old friend, took the Elder Wand, and imprisoned him in Nurmengard. It was his greatest public victory and his most private sorrow. Dumbledore became Headmaster of Hogwarts in 1956, a position he would hold for over 4 decades. He transformed the school into a sanctuary for magical learning, welcoming students from all backgrounds. He kept a close eye on those with talent and potential, including a young Tom Riddle, whom he distrusted from the moment they met. When Riddle returned as Lord Voldemort, Dumbledore became the unofficial leader of the Resistance, founding the Order of the Phoenix during the First Wizarding War. But his leadership wasn't without controversy. He allowed certain events to play out, sometimes at great personal cost, because he believed they were necessary for the greater good. In 1991, Harry Potter arrived at Hogwarts and unknowingly stepped into Dumbledore's long game against Voldemort. From the start, Dumbledore acted as a guide, a protector, and at times, a manipulator. He kept information from Harry, tested him, and ultimately prepared him for the role he would have to play, the one destined to end Voldemort's life. Dumbledore's trust in Harry was absolute, but so was his willingness to let Harry walk into danger. This duality remains one of the most debated aspects of his character. In 1996, Dumbledore's hand was cursed by Marvolo Gaunt's ring, a Horcrux. The curse was fatal and would kill him within a year. Knowing his time was short, he orchestrated his own death with Severus Snape, ensuring Draco Malfoy would not become a killer and cementing Snape's position as Voldemort's trusted spy. On the night of June 30th, 1997, Dumbledore was disarmed atop the Astronomy Tower and killed by Snape, as planned. His death marked the beginning of the Second Wizarding War's final chapter. Even in death, Dumbledore's influence shaped the outcome of the war. He left Harry, Ron, and Hermione with the tools and the knowledge to destroy Voldemort's Horcruxes. In the ethereal King's Cross scene after Harry's sacrifice, Dumbledore explained his past, admitted his mistakes, and expressed genuine remorse for Ariana's death and his youthful ambition. For all his brilliance, Dumbledore's greatest lesson was perhaps this: that even the wisest among us are flawed, and that it's our choices, not our power, that define who we are. From prodigy to professor, from revolutionary to reluctant leader, Albus Dumbledore's life was a tapestry woven with triumph, loss, and redemption. His story reminds us that heroes are rarely perfect, and that sometimes the most powerful magic we can wield is the courage to face our own mistakes. Which moment from Dumbledore's life do you think shaped him the most? His friendship with Grindelwald, the duel in 1945, or the choice to trust Harry with everything? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more Wizarding World deep dives, subscribe to Harry Potter University, where we bring the magic to life, one story at a time. Mischief managed.